Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. I'm your humble host, Mr. David Null, also known as Hawkeye Tears, and I greet you with the love and the honor of the infinite creator. And I do continue to pray each and every day that each and every one of you will continue to learn how to accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, and the wisdom and blessings from the universe. Now, with that said, I simply want to wish everybody a happy new year, um, and send a prayer out to the universe. Um, in the last couple of weeks, in chatting with folks and going into town and meeting people and hearing, local rumblings, if you will, everybody is tired of this year. And this being the last day of the year, it is important for us to decide what we want for our future. Now, does it take uh, a new year to be able to change your future? And the answer is no. But collectively, everybody on the planet, except for the Chinese, who have their Chinese New Year about a month later than the 1st of January. But in this, we can all say, listen, what do we want for our future? Well, so many people have said, and we all pretty much agree, that 2020 was a crappy year, and we will all remember it for a long time. But that instead of worrying about how crappy 2020 has been, this being the last day, we're all hoping for a much better tomorrow. So I want to, I know that there are folks that's already well, maybe not quite already New Year's, but coming up shortly. So it's like 6:15 in the morning here ish, Eastern Standard Time. So I want to put this prayer out early in the morning for me, for these folks over here, and for California and all that. But um, let's put this prayer out there. And the prayer is simple, you know. I wish for humanity to make a better tomorrow. I pray that humanity will look at itself and say, we need to make some changes. And these changes need to be for the good of humankind, for mankind. And the idea of mankind sort of leaves out the women, and I don't like that. Hey, Chloe. So, but the idea, though, that listen, we can make a better tomorrow if we choose so. Now, for those of you who've been on my channel before, and you know that I'm constantly saying this, and I believe it because it happens to me all the time. We can change our lives at any second if we choose to do so. And, this is sort of a great gathering where people are having, this is the new year because of last day of December. So let's use this time. It's not a conjunction or anything like that, but physically, time wise, we are all together on this one. The Chinese might, this isn't against them now. They might not celebrate, the new year the same way we do, but in a month or however many days, it will be their Chinese New Year. And they celebrate it for a week, by the way. So we can still put the prayer in there. What do we want for tomorrow? We want this craziness to go away, all of it, right? So, but in that, we as the human population, we have to be able to stand up and say, listen, no more of this crankiness here. We want a better tomorrow. But you have to make it a better tomorrow. Just saying it doesn't make it happen. You have to participate in it. You have to be able to say, listen, I don't like this, what's going on. Okay, are you going to do anything about it, or are you just going to talk about it? Now, I understand, but if you're, for those of us Americans who are having all these political issues, we can write to our senators and our congressmen. They've got phone numbers, they've got cell phones, and you can contact these people and say, listen, stop what you're doing, pay attention here. We need, I am the person, we are the people who you're supposed to work for, and you're not doing what we want. But if we don't speak up, and you don't have to go to a protest or a rally or anything like that, write your congressman, write your senator, both, within the state that you're in, and also, and complain. Tell them, listen, me and my friends down here in South Georgia, we don't appreciate what y'all are doing up there in Hotlanta. What's good for you up yonder is not good for us down here. And y'all stop that nonsense, So, but if we don't participate with what we want to change, then, for example, a simple one. The house sure does need painted. Well, yeah, well, we got enough money here. We could buy a couple of gallons of paint. Yeah, well, I could hire painters, or I don't want to do it myself, but so the house needs painted. Well, maybe next year. Okay. Excuse. So if you want the house painted, then go get the paint and paint it, Now, if you're just physically not able, but I'm sure if you wanted the house painted, you could figure it out. That's my point. But, well, the house needs painted. Blah, blah, blah. But our house needs painted badly, But how many of us are willing to go get a brush or a roller and actually, do it? So if we don't participate in that which we wish to change, if we're only going to talk about it and say, well, I want tomorrow to be better, like people who make New Year's resolutions, how many people keep them? Well, I'm going to give up this. Well, I'm going to do that. Right. And, a month or so later, they have forgotten all about that mess. Right. Now, not everybody, but to the most of population. So why is that? They can't follow through on their own promise to themselves, So, regardless of whether or not you want to lose weight, you can say a simple prayer to the universe. I wish to feel better. I wish to do better this year. Well, in the back of your mind, you could say, well, I need to lose some weight. I need to exercise some more and blah, blah, blah. Okay. I need more activity because everybody's been locked up and masked up and all that kind of stuff, right? So, we want to do better this coming year, but are you going to be willing to get out the paintbrush? Are you going to be willing to actually do the work? So I'm going to send out prayers anyway, all day long and through the evening and stuff. Might actually be live later on with Robert V, and we're going to be reading some stories. We'll see about that. But anyway, but this idea though, so I'm working for a better tomorrow. And I'm praying that everybody else will work for a better tomorrow. And that the whole planet needs to change. So many people are being disgruntled and forced to do things that are really not necessary. People who want to control us all the time. So what do we want? We want freedom back. We want our right to choose. We don't want to be, So, but are we willing to stand up and not necessarily demand it, but, put forth our energy, follow through on it, not just talk about it for a day or so. Well, it's New Year's and I'm praying for a better tomorrow. Yeah, okay. Well, what about in 2 weeks? Well, I prayed back a week ago. That should do it, right? No, it's a continuous process. So for me, as many of you know, I'm continuously praying that each and every one of you, your friends, your family, all of your relatives, and all of your relations past, present, and to come, will learn how to accept and receive the healing, the knowledge, and the wisdom and blessings from the universe. Now, some folks might say, well, Hawkeye, why are you doing that? Because that's my continuing prayer for humanity. Not just for you, but your friends, your family, all of your relations, anybody that you meet. I'm hoping that each one of us, because we have the capability, will be the change that needs to occur. Now, how do we do that? We stick with it every single day, no matter how tough it gets. We say a prayer for humanity. We stay on the right path. If we feel that our rights are being infringed upon, then we contact those people who are making these bad decisions and we tell them. Now, the key thing is that if you scream at someone or use a lot of obscenities, they're not going to listen to you. You can state your position with 2 or 3 sentences. And in the business world and everything, a paragraph is too long, okay? So you want to tell them, tell Congress, for example, this bill that they're pushing through and all that, they didn't even give the people time to read the darn thing. And they want to, push the vote. Listen, we need to tell our senators and representatives, nah, you better read the damn thing, You're my senator. I want you to read it. Okay. Where's all this money that's in this bill that's going out of the country? When, if you're going to give any money to anybody, help the people within the United States. We should tell this to people, right? We should send these messages to our senators and congressmen and tell them how we feel. Now, cussing at them, cursing that, we just say, we do not approve. You should vote against this. You should take this out because it's frivolous and, but keep it simple, stupid. The KISS idea. Keep it simple, stupid. Because they don't have time to read everybody's letters. So if you make it a page long, they're not going to read it. 3, maybe 4 sentences that are concise and to the point. That's what's necessary. And we keep our anger out of it, but we show them that we are displeased with their activity. And if enough of us do it, we can make the change. So we need to do that. Now, if we're going to wish for a better tomorrow, then be willing to stand up and help make it a better tomorrow, not just talk about it. Now, there are many people who simply cannot do many things, but they can get online. They can send an email. They can write a letter to whoever we need to write letters to, and to help other people to be strong. So can we make a better tomorrow? I believe we can. And there are a lot of other people who believe we can make a better tomorrow. But the bottom line is, are you willing to pick up the proverbial paintbrush to paint the house, Or are you just going to sit there and complain about the house needs painting or that the steps are falling apart, whatever it is. And our house, the United States, is falling apart in a lot of ways. We Americans need to stand up and do what we can to make the change positive and not some negative thing. We need to look forward tomorrow and the next day and for the next year. And I'm praying against the fear. Okay. So many people are afraid. So in this prayer for humanity, I pray to the universe and to all human beings on this planet and the others that we work together to make tomorrow a better place to live in. I pray that each and every individual on this planet will take it upon themselves to realize that each one of us is important and that each one of us helps to make the change. And I send a positive prayer out to all beings on this planet to be positive for this coming year. We've had enough negative in the last year to last us 20 years. So let's look at this as an opportunity to seriously make changes within ourselves, within our families, within the people that we associate with, and with the planet. We are all connected. So now's the time to work together. Now is the time. Is this any kind of conjunction or anything? No, it's a date on a calendar. But we can all use this date on the calendar, quote, to put forth our agenda. My agenda is peace. My agenda is to do no harm. My agenda is to feed those who need food. My agenda is to clothe and house the people that need it. That's my agenda. So what do we do with this, and how do we do it, and what's going to be the end result? I don't know. But I'm going to stay positive as much as I did this year. And even though it turned out pretty crappy, we're still here. Many folks got sick with the flu, and knock on wood, I didn't. We've lost some very good friends this last year. Several people that I know and, have had serious accidents or ailments or whatever. So, and, besides all of the other stuff going on, there's been personal tragedies in that area. And I just got to say that, please, let this next year be a better year. Now, people are still going to get sick. People are still going to die. There's going to be stuff in the universe. But the things that seem to be out of control, I think we can take some control back because we need to participate. That's the key for this next year. Many of us are positive. Many of us want a better tomorrow. Millions of us want a better tomorrow, a better 2021. Nobody wants to have a repeat of this year. And on the planet, nobody wants to repeat this year. So we've got, billions of people wishing for a better tomorrow. But these same billions of people need to follow through on it in a week or a month or 2 months or 10 months. This is not just a one-day occurrence. Yes, it's New Year's Eve right now. Tomorrow's New Year's. Yes, it occurs once a year. Okay. But if the feelings that we have for the change that we wish need to be worked on every day. If we make it a part of our lives to be positive, to send out love and healing to the universe, to help people when we can and when it's necessary, to be that compassionate observer, we will make 2021 better. More people are waking up to all kinds of things. I pray that folks will continue to wake up, So in this, what seems to be this, winding tale of stuff that is a prayer, I continue to pray that human beings will make 2021 a better year through cooperation, through having confidence with their own selves, and looking at the positive side of things. And we've been through, quite frankly, a serious shitstorm this 2020. So it's time to clean up after the storm. It's time to rebuild. It's time to make new friends. It's time to make new coalitions between people to make tomorrow a better place. But again, I stress this, we must all participate as much as possible. It's a letter to the congressman. It's a phone call to someone. It's following through, or maybe, giving somebody a meal. Whatever it is that we can do, We don't have to go out and try to raise $1 million for for some kind of, no. We do things personally, but we can affect change across the planet because people are ready for this. Okay. So, those of you who understand the League of Like Minded Beings, we keep sending out this energy. We keep inviting people to join us in this task of making a better tomorrow. And tomorrow never comes. So we're always going to look and work for a better tomorrow. So let's use this time as a starting point and say, listen here, you know what? I agree. And I'm going to stick with it, whatever it is. But I refuse to have another year like 2020. So I'm going to work on in my own way to help the universe, at least this planet, be better than it was last year, a better tomorrow. We can work for it. We can do this. It's up to us. We can absolutely do this, but we have to want to. We have to have the confidence to be able to make tomorrow better. But if we don't participate, then all we're going to do is sit on the couch and complain for another year that, oh, what a shitstorm 2021 has become. Well, let's stop it. Hey, Christy. Yeah, build playgrounds, do anything. I've helped build playgrounds, by the way, and it was really great talking to you, Christy. And I had this on my mind, and and you was like, well, it's about the time of day that you do a video. And I was like, what the hell, right? But anyway, it's all your fault. But with that said, though, it's whether we choose. And so if we make the choice, I pray that we stick with it. It's going to be tough. Yeah. We have to stick with it. Oh, well, the kids were a mess, and then, and it rained and all this. And okay, fine. But sometimes the rain is cleansing, it's water. And so sometimes standing out in the rain, it's starting to rain here, and I got to go cover up my firewood, by the way. But anyway, I could sit here and say, well, I've got firewood that I just cut and split. Oh, well, it's not raining much. Well, but wet wood is hard to burn, and it's going to get cold in 2 days. So if I want to stay warm, looking forward to the future, if I want to stay warm on Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, when it's going to dip down into the 30s, I better go cover up the wood now. Or I can sit here and look out the window and watch the sun come up and not cover the wood, and then bitch about it in 2 days and say, well, all the wood's wet, I should have covered it up. You know what I mean? So that's a simple thing, but it's a reality for me that when I get done doing this video, I got to go out and cover up the wood. So, but if we want a better tomorrow, if I want dry firewood for when it gets cold, I better act on this. That's my point. So anyway, I don't guess I'll be doing any cement work if it's raining, but I did pour 5 bags of cement around the footer and the floor. So, for those of you who've been keeping up with me in the porch, it is coming along. And boy, I'll tell you, them 5 bags of cement and mixing and all. Plus I cut trees down yesterday and cut up the firewood. And I've been, for my age, I've been doing a lot. So I'm a little sore. But anyway, so I got to go cover up firewood, and I, had no intention of making this a long video. But thank you, Christy, Chloe. Who is that? What? LJD 2.0 and Julianne Payne. It was good to see you on the program the other day, or last night. I think that was you. Anyway, from down under. So many prayers to all of you. And as I always do and always will, I close my show out by thanking all of you as subscribers and people who stop by. You are the people who make the choices. Remember always, you are a spiritual being first. You were a spiritual being before you came into this body, and you'll be a spiritual being when you leave this body. Okay? So keep that in mind always, so that there is a higher purpose to things. You have a higher purpose. So with that, keep up the good work, all of those of you who are working on keeping things positive. There have been lots of good changes in this crappy, lousy year, where people are taking better control of their lives and they are participating. So we need to keep up that good work and encourage other folks to do that. So, with that said, I continue to pray that each and every day, each and every one of you, your friends, your family, and all of your relatives will continue to learn how to accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, the wisdom, and the blessings from the universe. I continue to pray each and every day that each and every one of you, your friends, your family, all of your relatives, and all of your relations, past, present, and to come, will continue to learn how to accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, the wisdom, and the blessings from the universe. And in that law of three, especially in comedy, I continue to pray that each and every one of you, your friends, your family, and all of those people that you may meet in your everyday life, that you will continue to learn to accept and receive and to share the healing, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the blessings from the universe. Keep up the good work, my friends. Remember, each of us has a role to play in this world, and it's our participation that counts. We can think good thoughts, but if we don't share them, they're only thoughts. So thank you, my friends. Be safe. Happy New Year. Maybe later on, I'll be doing some Native American stories with Robert V on the Milky Way channel. So check out later on. If we can do it, we will. So have a great day. Let me go cover firewood. And y'all stay safe and warm. Okie dokie. And until next time, I am Hawkeye Two Feathers, also known as David Null, down here in South Georgia. And we always say, Ween. You know who you are. Thank you, Bob, in the background. And, TTFN from South Georgia. Ta-ta for now.